Another day, another commit for the University of Tennessee. We'll tell you all about Javonte Smith right here on your Wednesday Locked On Vols.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Welcome into it. You Locked On Vols Wednesday morning edition. I'm your host, Cain. Appreciate you guys for being here and being a part of the Locked On podcast family. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every single day. Every day, Eric's going to do the show without you. If you're free, if you're new to the show, pull up a chair, see what we got. Your number one spot for Tennessee football news and entertainment, weekday mornings when you wake up, free and available wherever you get your podcast. Today's episode is brought to you in part by our friends over at FanDuel Sportsbook, where new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Shout out to our friends over at FanDuel Sportsbook. I got a lot to discuss here on today's show. No Josh Ward. I'll get to the reason for that here in a moment, so we'll push him off to either tomorrow or next week. Javonte Smith commits to Tennessee. What does he bring to the class? The top 10 offensive linemen since the year 2000 for Tennessee football. It's a really, really tough list to come up with. We'll do that in segment number 2 as we continue on our top 10 list position by position from this century in segment number 2. And then EA Sports, the early release of the new college football video game is out. The entire roster, player ratings for Tennessee, we'll go over that in segment number 3. No Josh Ward here on today's show because, again, it's been one of those weeks, guys. Xfinity's been on the struggle bus. It's been absolutely just a train wreck. I mean, I was without internet for 24 hours from Monday afternoon until about lunchtime Tuesday, came back for an hour and a half, then left again, then came back, then left again. So I'm coming at you live from, again, my hotspot on my phone, propped up with my laptop's propped up on I got a newborn at the house. This is a diaper box, and I've got a couple different lights hitting me. Hopefully the video's okay. I didn't get too many complaints yesterday, but it just is what it is. Sometimes things are out of your control. So because of that, I wasn't able to record with Josh Ward at our normal time because, again, Xfinity had me no internet. That's the reason no Josh Ward here this week. We'll get him on later in the week or maybe even next week. So anyway, moving on. Javonte Smith, hey, another commit for the University of Tennessee. What's he bring to the table? Well, Javonte Smith, he is not a highly ranked prospect. Again, I understand a lot of people aren't going to like that. Another 3-star. But he is an in-state prospect, 6 foot, about 175 pounds, an athlete from Northside, Jackson, Tennessee. And he is, again, kind of fitting that mold of you're trying to lock down some of the better players in the state of Tennessee, right? Well, some of the better athletes, Zayden Anderson comes to mind in that regard. Jamian Theodore comes to mind in that regard. Long, explosive, fast, and maybe not highly rated, but some guys that the staff believes that can really stick and they can find a role for said guys. And that's kind of where we are right now with Javonte Smith. Javonte Smith's an athlete. Has had offers and opportunities to go and play wide receiver at the Power 4 level, had opportunities to go and play defensive back, and that's kind of where he's going to fit in with Tennessee is in the defensive backfield. But he's an athlete, first and foremost. And Tennessee won this recruitment over the likes of Arkansas. Some others were involved in there, but Arkansas was the main competition. Prospect number 850 nationally per the On3 industry rankings, the 3-star. 126th ranked wide receiver, but again, he's not going to play wide receiver at Tennessee. 27th ranked prospect from the state of Tennessee. Again, this is Javonte Smith of Northside, Jackson, Tennessee. We'll get into more of this recruitment. I do want to make a quick note right now. I'm recording ahead of the Braden Rouse commitment that is set for 7:30, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night. At the time of this recording, heading into the decision, nobody knows, what he's going to do. Nobody really knows what he's going to do. Tennessee's kind of led the majority of this race, but nobody knows, kind of tight towards the end. It's one of those old-fashioned recruitments that you're just going to have to wait and find out whenever the kid makes his call. And so if Braden Rouse commits to Tennessee on a Tuesday night, we'll certainly go over that on a Thursday Locked On Vols. I'm just not going to wait around to record an episode later in the night in that regard. But I did want to make mention of that. I am aware Braden Rouse had a commitment last night, so if it is Tennessee, we'll break that down later in the week. But back to Javonte Smith, really, really good athlete. And again, he's a guy that, had as a junior, 48 receptions at wide receiver, 1,027 yards, 11 touchdowns. Sign me up for that. 118 yards rushing, 1 rushing touchdown. Defensively, 21 tackles, 5 picks, 5 interceptions, 3 pass defense. 3 of those interceptions he ran back for a touchdown, and there were also 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown as well. So when we say athlete, he's impacting all 3 phases of the game. Defensively, a couple of picks. Offensively, 11 touchdown receptions, a rushing touchdown, and then 2 special teams touchdowns as well. Javonte Smith is kind of the whole package in terms of being an athlete, and Tennessee wants to certainly utilize his skill set in the defensive backfield. So that's a look at Javonte Smith. Again, not a very highly rated prospect, is what it is in that regard, but a guy that Tennessee wanted to take, is a take here, and obviously is now a member of the class. That makes it 9 3-stars. I believe it's 8 4-stars and 1 5-star at current standing. We'll see how this commit ultimately impacts the class as we move along in the coming days. But nonetheless, a guy that Tennessee liked. And Tennessee's also going to be on commit watch for a number of different guys this week. Later today, Joel Combe, the safety, who was actually teammates with linebacker Braden Rouse at Kell in Marietta, Georgia, he's going to be making an announcement. I think that's between Tennessee and South Carolina. Wisconsin's very much in that one. Georgia, Missouri are on the offer list and all that. But I think this is a Tennessee-South Carolina battle with a little bit of Wisconsin there as well. At the time of this recording, I kind of like where Tennessee stands, but we'll see what happens. On Friday, an offensive tackle that Tennessee very much likes, J.B. Shabazz. Tennessee-South Carolina battle as well. Ohio State's in that one too. But again, that's kind of a Tennessee-South Carolina. Craig Tutt's going to make an announcement at some point. Believe that's going to come on July the 18th. The safety, in-state prospect, and Tennessee Ole Miss is kind of battling that out there. But the latest committed Javonte Smith puts Tennessee at 18 commits for this class. 18 commits for this class, and it's 9 commits in the span of 11 days, joining 3-star defensive lineman Darrell River, who committed on Independence Day. 3-star cornerback Jamian Theodore that committed on July the 1st. 4-star linebacker TJ White, who committed on July the 1st. 4-star defensive lineman Darion Albert, who committed on July the 1st as well. And those 2 guys, White and Albert, are teammates. A 4-star athlete Legend Bay, who committed on June 28th. 4-star edge Kedrick Golston, who committed on June the 27th. 3-star cornerback Zayden Anderson, who committed on June the 28th. 3-star interior offensive lineman Ed Baker, who committed on June the 27th. And again, Javonte Smith is the latest to that mix there, adding to it. So, Javonte Smith, another commit for Tennessee. Again, now 18 commits for this class. Tennessee needs to win some of these heavy hitters, right? You can take these lower-ranked prospect if you like the eval and you like the fit, and that's fine. I mean, of course, I'm not telling any coach how to do their job, right? You can take those guys, but if you want to be inside the top 10 when it's all said and done for perception-wise, you've got to land Tristan Keys. You got to land Braden Rouse. You've got to land Savion Hyder. You got to land some of these heavy hitters. We continue to talk about it, right? So we'll see where Tennessee ends up in that regard. And, of course, by the time you hear this and listen to this, Braden Rouse will have already made his decision, whether that's Tennessee, Texas. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Alabama or Michigan. But, again, I think this is a Tennessee-Texas battle for sure. The battle of the Oranges, the battle for UT. All right, so Javonte Smith is in the boat. J.B. Shabazz coming up later this week. Joel Combe coming up later today. We'll see if Tennessee's class can get even better as we continue on here this week. Recruiting never stops, and we'll continue to talk recruiting as the week goes along. When we come back, though, top 10 offensive linemen. We tried our best to rank those since the year 2000. That's coming up next right here on your Wednesday Locked On Vols. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little bit more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburn out there at the pool, the river, or the beach. I've been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups. The app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions each and every single day. It's an easy way to bet, fast to pay out, and it makes it even the regular season games feel like must-watch events. Like, I'm watching sports anyway, right? So, golf on the weekends, baseball, NASCAR on the weekends, baseball every single weeknight. it gives me a little bit more fuel to watch those games. And plus, I can get some coin in my pocket. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and try it out for yourself. FanDuel.com to go ahead and get started today. FanDuel, it is where you can make every single moment more. It's your Wednesday Locked On Vols. On Monday's show, we did top 10 wide receivers. On Tuesday's show, we did top 10 running backs. Yeah, top 10 running backs, and then we did wide receivers, whatever. We did running backs and wide receivers the first two increments of this series, and now today we're going to do offensive line. Since the year 2000, didn't want to do the entire history of Tennessee football, but I did want to do a pretty good chunk of it, and of course this century, that's since 2000, and the top 10 offensive linemen, really difficult to come up with, right? There's so many great offensive linemen that have come through Tennessee and that made big impacts in the game of football, made big impacts here at Tennessee with all conference and all-American honors and high draft picks, and of course some Pro Bowlers, some Super Bowl champions. So again, make it your own, right? I know I said that a lot on the other show, but that's exactly kind of what I did, and I'd love some of your feedback in terms of this regard. So I got a couple honorable mentions here that I want to mention first. James Stone is an honorable mention. He was a center here at Tennessee. He went undrafted, signed by the Atlanta Falcons in 2014. He went on to play in 21 career games in the National Football League with 10 starts. I think James Stone is a pretty good one. He's deserving of honorable mention. Another honorable mention goes back to my childhood, man. I remember when he played, what a stud. Michael Munoz, offensive tackle. He was a consensus All-American in 2004. Had a lot of injuries, some shoulder issues, some knee issues. So he went undrafted, ultimately did not have a professional career, but he was a very good player here at Tennessee, Michael Munoz. And so I wanted to list him here in the honorable mentions. Going to go in reverse order. Obviously, these are subject to change because there are some really good ones. Number 10, I like him. He went undrafted, so maybe in terms of some of the other ones, he doesn't have the pedigree to be in the top 10, but I think for what he's meant so far in the last 4 seasons as Tennessee's football program has been rejuvenated, all the wins the last couple years with Josh Heupel, all the offensive success, especially early on in this 4-year run with Josh Heupel, I think Cooper Mays deserves a whole lot of praise. He's been the center, and that's a real challenge for Tennessee this year, right? It's a big-time challenge for Tennessee to figure out who's going to be your center. Who's going to be your center moving forward. First time in the entire Josh Heupel era, it's not going to be Cooper Mays on an everyday basis. Now, he's had some injuries, and some guys have had to step in. Really, it's been guards and guys sliding down that secondary position to fill in at center. So is it going to be William Satterwhite? Is it going to be Sam Pendleton? Could it be Max Anderson? We'll find out in fall camp, but I think Cooper Mays deserves some credit there. He comes in at number 10. At number 9, give me Dallas Thomas. He was picked in the 3rd round by the Miami Dolphins, okay? That was in the 2013 draft. Played 3 years in the National Football League. Played was with one team for a year on the practice squad, and then ended his career in the Alliance, the AAF, the Alliance of American Football, whatever that was. Remember that run, one season back in 2019, played for the Memphis Express. So he was playing as late as 2019, but he was a 3rd-round pick by the Miami Dolphins, had a really good career here at Tennessee. Give me Dallas Thomas at number 9. At number 8, I'm going to go Jaquez McClendon. Center, 4th-round pick for the Indianapolis Colts. Played 6 years in the National Football League. He was let's see here. He's currently the director of football operations for the LA Rams. So he didn't have a long playing career. It was 6 years. Still in the game, still at the National Football League as director of football operations for the Los Angeles Rams, and that is Jaquez McClendon, who was a former 4th-round pick for the Indianapolis Colts and played 6 years in the league. Number 7, give me Zach Fulton. Zach Fulton was a 6th-round pick by the Kansas City Chiefs. He played 7 years in the National Football League. I think he finished his playing career maybe with the Falcons or maybe with the Raiders, but he was with the Chiefs for a long time. And the Texans, I believe it was the Texans, right? He's with the Chiefs for a long time, played for Houston for a long time, just a really solid guy, nothing flashy. Again, he was an undrafted free agent signing, and but he was a really good one. So he comes in at number 7 for me because of his long-lasting career in the National Football League. 7 years as an offensive lineman. in the NFL. That's getting it done. Number 6, give me Chris Scott. Interesting guy here, guard. Pittsburgh drafted him in the 5th round. He played 8 years in the league. He was a second-team All-SEC pick when he was here in Knoxville. But again, longevity, 8 years in the National Football League as a 7th-round pick. If you're a 7th-round pick, you got to work your tail off just to make the roster, right? And that's exactly what he did. And he had a long, sustaining NFL career. So Scott Wells comes in there at number 7. Chris Scott comes in there at number 6. At number 5, I will go Scott Wells. Center, okay, 7th round by Green Bay. So I think I got him and Chris Scott mixed up. Excuse me, Chris Scott coming in at number 6. 5th round by Pittsburgh. Played 8 years in the league. Scott Wells, the center, he was the one that was drafted by Green Bay as a 7th-round draft pick. And he won a Super Bowl. Played 10 years in the league. He was a Pro Bowl selection one season. All-SEC when he was here in Knoxville with Tennessee. Really, really talented player. But again, just like Chris Scott, who was drafted in the 5th round. I mean, there's no guarantees to make the roster as a 5th rounder. As a 7th rounder, man, you're guaranteed nothing. For him to stick with it, play 10 years in the league, and ultimately, be a Pro Bowler one year. That's awesome. Win a Super Bowl. That's fantastic. So Scott Wells, the center, comes in at number 5. At number 4, Juwan James. And it's a shame because Juwan James ran into so many injury troubles towards the end of his career. He was a 1st-round draft pick by the Miami Dolphins, 19th overall back in 2014. 19th overall. Played a couple seasons with Miami, played a couple seasons with Denver, and then finished his career in Baltimore. But again, he just couldn't stay healthy, specifically for during his time with the Baltimore Ravens. But when he was healthy, he played in 66 games. Of those 66 games, 66 starts. Again, he was a 1st-rounder and was a good one, but just couldn't stay healthy. He was a member of the All-Rookie team back in 2014. He was a 2-time first-team All-SEC selection. Juwan James was a really, really good one, a great tackle, but just couldn't quite stay healthy, and that's really unfortunate. He comes in at number 4. Number 3 is Aaron Sears. Man, you want to talk about a great career? Guard, 2nd-round draft pick by Tampa Bay. All right, he was a part of the All-Rookie team in 2007. He was an All-American here at Tennessee, a 2-time first-team All-SEC selection, and he won the blocking trophy given to the best offensive lineman in the SEC. I think it's the Jacobs blocking trophy given to the best lineman in the SEC. So fantastic career at Tennessee, and of course was a 2nd-round draft pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and was a member of the All-Rookie team. Aaron Sears coming in at number 3. Number 1 and number 2 were simple and easy for me. Sure, recency, that's all fine and dandy, but you look at the rings, you look at the hardware, and then ultimately you look at where he was drafted. That's number 1. But first, number 2, Trey Smith. 6th-round draft pick, but we all know his team's scared about his blood clot condition, right? I mean, his health condition. He had to miss some time when he was here at Tennessee. Blood clots in his lungs, sidelined him for a little bit. A rare condition that only a few NFL players have ever dealt with. So that scared a lot of teams away. But Kansas City, good organization, obviously, sitting in a good spot, took a chance on him in the 6th round, and boy, has that paid off. And not only has that paid off for Kansas City, it's paid off for Trey Smith getting a 2nd contract. Man, he's making a whole lot of money right now. Won multiple Super Bowls, been a member of a couple of Pro Bowl teams, was a member of the All-Rookie team as a rookie a couple years ago. Trey Smith has been the definition of a return on investment. And it wasn't that big of an investment initially because, again, he was a 6th-round pick. But Trey Smith has been fantastic, so he comes in at number 2 on my list. Number 1 is going to be Darnell Wright. And I'm intrigued to see how his career trajectory continues to unfold. He's with the Bears right now. The Bears are not a good franchise, but he was the number 10 overall selection just a couple of years ago in the 2022 NFL draft. I guess it was 2023 NFL draft. Darnell Wright, a top 10 pick. Can't really argue with that, man. He's been really, really good. He was fantastic at Tennessee, specifically his senior season when he, took care of Will Anderson and some of these other guys, around the SEC and was protecting Darnell Wright. Played left tackle as a junior, played right tackle as a freshman, and as a freshman, sophomore, and a senior. Darnell Wright comes in at number 1. So again, you could mix and match the combinations here, but a lot of pedigree, a lot of NFL success, a lot of success here in college. Honorable mention, James Stone, Honorable mention, Michael Munoz. Number 10 is Cooper Mays. Number 9 is Dallas Thomas. Number 8 is Jaquez McClendon. Number 7 is Zach Fulton. Number 6 is Chris Scott. Number 5 is Scott Wells. Number 4 is Jawan James. Should have been higher on this list, but injuries. Number 3 is Aaron Sears. Number 2 is Trey Smith. And number 1 is Darnell Wright. Would love to hear from you guys. Did I miss anybody? Is there any snubs here? Should my order have been re-ranked a little bit? Let me know at _Cainer and at Locked On Vols. Appreciate you guys for being here and listening to this show. Got one more segment coming up, and one that you're going to be interested in, maybe if you're around my age or younger. Player ratings for the entire roster from EA Sports College Football 26 for Tennessee. Stay tuned. I'll tell you exactly who is ranked where, what the overall rankings are for Tennessee offense, Tennessee defense, and Tennessee as a whole. All that and more is coming up next, right here on your Wednesday Locked On Vols. So a lot of you guys won't care about this segment, and that's fine. I grew up playing NCAA football, loved it. As an adult, the game made a comeback last summer, okay, and it was EA Sports College Football 25, and now EA Sports College Football 26. The early release was available on Monday of this week. So as an adult, I haven't gone back and played it. I played one afternoon with my nephew a couple months ago, and I had a blast. Don't get me wrong, but I don't have a system or anything, so I haven't played it much as an adult. But a lot of people care about this stuff, man, and it's very nostalgic. Kind of a trip down memory lane, right? And but it is also kind of interesting to see how the video game views Tennessee and how the video game views the players. Just like with Madden in the NFL, what is the Madden rating for your favorite player? What's the Madden rating for your favorite team? I mean, this is exactly what that is, but on an amateur quotation marks, amateur level, right? So here's the overall synopsis on the University of Tennessee. Again, the early release for the video game came out on Monday, and my buddy Ryan Shumpert over at Rocky Top Insider did the Lord's work and went through and wrote this story on all the player ratings and everything like that. So for the full story on this, go check it out over at RTI and see what Ryan Shumpert and his team have over there. But overall, here are the highlights. Overall, Tennessee is considered an 84 rating. Not bad. 84 rating. Offense is 83. Defense is 88. I think that's fair. Defense certainly needs to be above offense. Maybe I would have had defense at 89. 90 might be kind of pushing it, but I think 88 is very fair. 83, knowing you have all these question marks, that might even be a little bit generous. What say you? But 83 on offense, 88 on defense, 84 overall rating for the University of Tennessee. Quarterback ratings. Joey Aguilar, the top-rated quarterback for Tennessee, 82 overall, 83 speed, 89 throw power. Jake Merklinger, 76 overall, 79 speed, 93 throw power. And George McIntyre, 73 overall, 80 speed, 90 throw power. So significance in terms of the ratings, Joey Aguilar is significantly better than the other two. Jake Merklinger actually has the highest throw power. And, of course, Joey Aguilar has the highest speed as well as 83. Well, is that how the depth chart's going to look? We'll find out in a couple months. But that's how EA Sports College Football 26 views it. Running back again, we talked about the top 5 or 6 rated players, and we mentioned Star Thomas was in that group. Kind of interesting. They have Star Thomas at 87 overall, 87 speed. Deshaun Bishop and Peyton Lewis both at 84 overall. Deshaun at 87 speed, Peyton Lewis at 94 speed. Peyton Lewis is 94 speed, probably the highest rated speed on the game for Tennessee. We'll double check as we continue to go down. Receiver. Chris Brazel II, 85 overall. I think that's pretty generous. 90 speed. Mike Matthews, 81 overall, 93 speed. So he's a speedster right there. Boo Carter, interesting. Boo Carter, remember how I said, is he going to be an 87 on offense and defense? Well, no, he's an 87 on defense. We'll get to that here in a moment. He's a 78 on offense. He is already, according to the video game, Tennessee's 3rd highest rated receiver. 78 overall, 92 speed. Braylon Staley, 76 overall, 93 speed. Amari Jefferson, 74 overall, 90 speed. There are others in here. Some of these players have not, some of the freshmen, some of these players have not opted into the game just yet. Doesn't mean they won't be in the game. They just have to opt in. That's why there's not the entire roster here that I'm reading off right now. Miles Kitselman, 90 overall. Ethan Davis, 78 overall. Cole Harrison, 66 overall. Again, a couple of freshmen tight ends have looks like they haven't opted into the game just yet. Left tackle, Lance Hurd, 79 overall. Jeremiah Hurd, 70 overall. Left guard, Shamu Morrow, 81 overall. Sam Pendleton, 79 overall. Brian Grant, who is not a guard, at 74 overall. Center, Max Anderson and William Satterwhite, both at 74 overall. And again, Sam Pendleton in real life is very much in the competition at center as well. It's about finding the best five and where Sam Pendleton fits better. Is it at guard or is it center? Right guard, Wendell Moy Jr. is at 85 overall, Tennessee's highest rated offensive lineman. I think that's fair. Masai Reddick at 75 overall. Gage Ginther at 73 overall. Right tackle, David Sanders Jr. 80 overall. Got to believe that that's one of the highest rated freshmen in the entire game. 80 overall for David Sanders Jr. right tackle. Bennett Warren, 74 overall. Jesse Perry at 74 overall as well. And again, EA Sports does the best they can with the depth chart, but several of these guys can play several different positions. On the defense, shall we? Defensive end, Tyree West and Dominic Bailey both at 81 overall. Tyree Weathersby at 70 overall and Kellen Lindstrom at 69 overall. Defensive tackle, Bryson Eason is at 84 overall. By the way, Bryson Eason, Arion Carter, and Miles Kitzelman going to be Tennessee's representative for SEC Media Days. Kind of thought that's what it was going to be. We talked about it. On one of the shows earlier this week, or maybe it was last week. We knew it was going to be Arion Carter, knew it was going to be Miles Kitzelman. I mentioned Bryson Eason. I thought him or Jackson Moy, and ultimately that's what it was with Bryson Eason. But anyway, Bryson Eason, 84 overall. Jackson Moy, 82 overall. Pretty solid ratings there. David Hobbs, 78 overall. Nathan Robinson, 76 overall. Joshua Josephs, 89 overall. I think that's fair. Jordan Ross, 79 overall. Caleb Herring, 79 overall. I need some of those guys to come along for sure. Linebacker, Arion Carter, 84 overall. Jeremiah Thielander, 83 overall. Edwin Spillman, 72 overall, who I think he's going to be much better than 72 overall. And Ben Bolton, 72 overall. Again, not a lot of freshmen listed in these rankings so far. Cornerback, they don't have at least in the article I'm reading from Ryan Shumpert over at RTI, doesn't appear that they have a position specifically for nickelback or star. So Boo Carter's over here with the corners. It's Jermon McCoy, 94 overall, 91 speed. Boo Carter, 87 overall, 92 speed. Ricky Gibson, 87 overall, 93 speed. Colton Hood, 82 overall, 91 speed. Jalen McMurray, 80 overall, 88 speed. I know Boo's a star player here, but that's your top five corners. They're all 80 or above. Sign me up, man. You want to talk about strength of the defense? Cornerback, not even close. Caleb Beasley, 74 overall, 92 speed, and Marcus Gorey Jr., 73 overall, 90 speed. Caleb Beasley's playing safety in real life. Speaking of safety, Jordan Thomas, 81 overall, 88 speed. Idris Farouk, 73 overall, 87 speed. I fully anticipate Caleb Beasley and Idris Farouk to be competing for the starting safety job opposite of Andre Turrentine, 78 overall, 91 speed. Jackson Matthews, 71 overall, 85 speed. Kickers need love too, right? Max Gilbert, 76 overall. I thought he was better than that, honestly. Josh Tuberville, 64 overall. Punter, Jackson Ross, 83 overall. So, again, it's something. It's certainly not everything, but I think player ratings are pretty fun to look at. Pretty fun to talk about, their talking points, kind of what the video games view these guys in real life. But ultimately, it all comes down to what you do on the field. But EA Sports College Football 26, the early release of the video game, was available on Monday, and it views Tennessee as an 84 overall team, 83 on offense, and 88 on defense. All right, that is going to do it here for this edition of Locked On Vols. Appreciate you guys being here. I hope the video was okay. I hope the audio was okay. Hopefully we're back in the normal setup tomorrow, so we'll cross our fingers there. But again, just kind of have to roll with the punches sometime. Give my phone a break, my poor little hotspot here. It's going to be quite the bill at the end of this month, but nonetheless, thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll talk with Josh Ward hopefully later this week. We'll see if Tennessee's going to have any more commits coming up later this week. I think Tennessee's in position to do just that. We'll see if they can close. All that and more. The biggest news and storylines around Tennessee football, Tennessee baseball, Tennessee basketball, Tennessee recruiting every single day right here on Locked On Vols. Until Thursday, have a great rest of your Wednesday, everybody.